Have you ever wondered why a groom might be expected to wrestle his future father-in-law before saying, "I do"? Well, in the verdant hills and bustling villages of Uganda, marriage is not just a simple exchange of vows. It's a vibrant tapestry of rituals, each more intriguing than the last. From the adrenaline-pumping tests of strength to the heartfelt blessings under banana leaves, these ceremonies are not merely customs. They are the lifeblood of cultural identity and continuity. As we journey through Uganda's diverse tribes, we'll uncover the profound significance embedded in each unique wedding ritual. Imagine a celebration where the past and present dance to the rhythm of drums, where every gesture and every symbol tells a story of ancestry, community, and love. These traditions have been the pillars of Ugandan societies for centuries, evolving yet holding firm against the tide of modernity. Join us as we delve into the heart of Uganda's most captivating wedding rituals. Imagine being judged by the amount of milk a cow provides. In the fascinating cultural landscape of Uganda, the Banyankole tribe upholds a marriage tradition that could easily perplex the uninitiated. Here, marriage is not just a union of hearts, but also of herds. In Banyankole culture, the bride wealth is pivotal. This isn't your typical dowry of jewels or money. Oh no, we're talking about cows, lots of them. Cows are not merely animals in this context, they are potent symbols of wealth and prosperity. The more cows a groom can offer, the more esteemed the marriage proposal is considered. But there's a twist that adds a layer of drama or comedy, depending on your viewpoint. The bride undergoes a virginity test, a practice that is as controversial as it is ancient. This test isn't merely a formality, it's a community spectacle with high stakes. The results can affect the number of cows the bride's family receives. One might say, it's a high-pressure situation, not just for the bride, but for her family's bovine representatives as well. Now, imagine being a cow in this scenario. The pressure to perform, that is, to produce ample milk, could be overwhelming. It's not just the bride and groom who feel the wedding jitters. The cows are quite literally the cash cows of the ceremony. One could picture a cow backstage nervously chewing cud, pondering the economic implications of its milk yield. It's a system that intertwines family honor with agricultural prowess. While some might view this custom through a lens of criticism, for the Banyankole it reinforces family bonds and ensures that both parties are well suited for the communal and economic responsibilities of marriage. As we see in Banyankole, not just the couple but even the livestock plays a pivotal role in marriage. Would you dare to face circumcision as a public event to prove your worth as a groom? In the heart of Uganda, among the Bagisu people, such a daring act is not just a show of courage, but a rite of passage that transitions a boy into manhood and, importantly, makes him eligible for marriage. This is the Imbalu ceremony, an event surrounded by a festive yet intensely charged atmosphere. Imagine the scene, drums beating rhythmically, people dancing fervently, and amidst all this, a young man steps forward to face his moment of truth, all under the watchful eyes of his community. Now let's pause for a moment. Preparing for a wedding proposal can be nerve-wracking, but how about adding a public circumcision to the checklist? It certainly puts a new spin on proving your love and bravery. The communal involvement in the Imbalu ceremony is profound. It's not just a personal milestone, it's a community celebration. Elders, peers, and relatives gather not merely as spectators, but as bearers of moral support and tradition. The young man's journey through pain is seen as a testament to his readiness to take a wife and start a family. A stark contrast to simply picking out a ring and getting down on one knee. This deep-rooted tradition highlights a unique blend of cultural identity, communal bonds, and personal bravery. Clearly, for the Bagisu, bravery isn't just a virtue, it's a matrimonial necessity. Kidnapping for love. Could you think of a more startling marriage proposal? Well, in the rugged terrains of Karamoja, a unique tradition turns this shocking idea into a heartfelt pursuit of matrimony. Here, the practice of marriage by abduction, though sounding rather medieval, is actually a consensual elopement that plays a vibrant part in the courtship norms among the Karamojong people. Now, before you picture a Hollywood-style chase scene, let's clarify, this isn't about actual kidnapping. In this tradition, a man, usually with the knowledge and sometimes help of his friends, abducts his future bride. Crucially, she is in on the plan. Think of it as the ultimate surprise party, where the surprise is a new life together. However, as you can imagine, this practice walks a fine line between cultural ritual and the modern views on consent and women's rights. Legally, it's a grey area that treads water between respecting tradition and ensuring the rights of individuals are protected. Ethically, it stirs quite the debate on autonomy and cultural relativism. Adding a slice of humor to it, imagine planning your engagement party and instead of just popping the question, you pop up from a hiding spot and sprint towards your future together. It's like saying, ready or not, here comes marriage. In Karamojong culture, catch me if you can takes on a whole new meaning in love and marriage. As the world turns digital, do these unique traditions stand a chance? Imagine a cultural tug of war, where on one side you have the time-honored traditions of Ugandan marriage ceremonies, and on the other, the relentless pull of modernization and globalization. It's quite the spectacle. In Uganda, the winds of change are blowing quite forcefully. With the advent of technology and the increased interaction with different cultures, the younger generation is experiencing a shift in perception towards traditional marriage practices. For many, the allure of modernity presents a compelling case for change, influencing everything from communication to how celebrations are conducted. Take, for example, the traditional bridal test. Once a solemn rite, it is now often seen through a lens of curiosity and at times amusement. It's as if modernity is whispering in the ears of the youth, suggesting that perhaps there are easier ways to prove one's worth than balancing a pot on your head or identifying your spouse among a masked crowd. Moreover, the digital age has introduced platforms where stories and traditions are shared and scrutinized globally. This exposure not only challenges the relevance of these customs, but also sparks a dialogue about their place in today's world. It's a bit like having a global panel of judges on the X Factor, but for cultural practices. And let's just say not all traditions make it to the next round. Yet despite this influx of new ideas, the essence of Ugandan traditions persists. Many still find a deep resonating connection with these practices. They argue that these traditions are not just ceremonies, but are the threads that weave the social fabric of their communities together. It's a balance, really, between preserving these rich cultural heritages and embracing new, perhaps more practical modern values. So as smartphones buzz with notifications and the internet offers a window to a world of possibilities, the heart of Uganda's traditions beats resiliently. While technology advances, the heart of Uganda's traditions beats resiliently. Ever heard of a wedding where you must not look a chicken in the eye? Well, in the realm of Ugandan tribal marriages, where the extraordinary meets the everyday, such taboos are not just common, they're expected. Take, for instance, the fascinating taboo against eating fish during wedding ceremonies in some tribes. It's believed that fish, being slippery creatures, could cause the couple's love to slip away just as easily. Imagine the challenge for sushi lovers if this belief were universal. Then there's the prohibition of whistling at night during the wedding festivities. According to local belief, whistling could invite unwanted spirits or worse, in-laws who haven't RSVP'd. One certainly wouldn't want supernatural gatecrashers at their wedding, would one? And if you thought your wedding was a balancing act, consider this. In some ceremonies, the bride and groom must balance on one foot while reciting vows. A true test of stability, or perhaps a handy metaphor for marriage itself? In Uganda, sometimes the line between the ordinary and the extraordinary is as thin as a wedding veil. From cow tests to courageous feats, Ugandan weddings are anything but ordinary. As we've journeyed through the intriguing world of Ugandan marriage traditions, it's evident that each rite and ritual is steeped in deep cultural significance. These practices, from the proving of a bride's worthiness through domestic tasks to the groom's daring display of bravery, are not just ceremonies. They are rites of passage that affirm individual and community identities. The fabric of Ugandan society is woven with these traditions, each thread representing a connection to ancestors and the communal heritage. Despite the winds of modernization sweeping across the landscape, these cultural expressions have shown remarkable resilience, adapting while maintaining their core essence. In Uganda, marriage transcends the simple act of saying, "I do." It is a communal festival, a tapestry of ancient customs and contemporary life, celebrating not only a union of individuals but the enduring spirit of a community. As we've seen, marriage in Uganda is not just a union of hearts but a vibrant celebration of culture and continuity.